My name's Justin, and this is our coldest video yet. The temperatures are dropping down to negative 34 degrees Fahrenheit, and we are not sleeping in this. But we're not gonna let that stop our fun. I'm gonna be ice fishing for trout. Jenny's gonna be baking some good food with our reflector oven next to the fire. And I'm gonna answer some questions we've had and break down the gear we use in this extreme cold weather to stay as comfortable as possible. Let's get started. Well, before we make our way in the rest of the way, I'm gonna stop off at this lake again and see if I can catch that trout that I missed last time so we can have a little dessert for tonight. Had a little snow since last time. Whew. All right, I gotta scoop the ice out of the hole here. And this is slush. All right, this time I've got a little white jig with a pink tail off of it, and we're gonna see how this goes, if I can feel my fingers. The top of the water is freezing right in front of me here. Got a thin layer that freezes over and it makes my line hard to move around. When all else fails, pot skis, salmon eggs to the rescue. My eyelashes are freezing shut. Time to switch up bait. This one's not working. So I'm gonna try this little grub with a black jig head. If that's not enticing, I don't know what is. Well, I think we're skunked again. Let's make our way in and actually get this party started. At least we got cold first before we started the day, huh? I think this is gonna be the spot. Gonna put our fire right here so we're not underneath of a tree. Of course. Probably gonna make a little table up here so we have a workstation. Should be a nice place to cook some food. Let's get to it. This one's a dead standing tree, so I'm going to take it down for some firewood.
Hey, that's not bad. Just need a fire.
I'm going to use this stump as a little bit of a work area to cut this tree up so I'm not on my knees. As part of our table. That should make some good tinder for fire starter. So I'm splitting these a little bit smaller than I normally would because the reflector oven that we use goes off of flame, not coals. Some of these are pretty knotty. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to split these or not. We're going to give it our best shot. You can. All right, this one, almost positive it's not going to split. Look at that dog leg there, but we're stubborn and we're going to try. Like nothing. Right now I'm scraping some of this ferro rod off before I spark it, so it gets more light going here. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenging one. Oh. All right, we're gonna cheat and use one of these pine starters. It is getting real cold here. All right, I gotta go find some wood for the uprights here. I'm gonna make a little bit of a workstation table thing.
So I brought a couple of sandwiches for lunch, and they are frozen. It's so cold.
So I finally made the switch from paracord to tard cord. Tard cord. Tard. It is tard. It's cord that's tard twine. Tard twine. And love this stuff so far. Doesn't get tangled as easily, and the knots hold a little bit better, so nice stuff. Mustache is looking awfully majestic right now.
All right, guys. Well, great news. It's warming up to negative 29 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're thinking about having a bikini contest out here if it can warm up at least another 3 degrees. We'll see how that goes.
Yep, just another 3. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So most of this wood is dead. There has been a windstorm that went through here recently and knocked some stuff over. We only cut down dead stuff or take stuff that's from the ground. Never cut down live trees. Get this thing set up so we can get some cooking going. Getting hungry.
It's gonna be nice to have something warm.
It's a little chilly today.
Just a smidge. There you go, babe.
Oh, thank you. See if I can do this without my mustache turning brown. Holy moly, that's hot. Whew. Wow.
I think your mustache got flocked.
Tell you what, if you guys ever have the chance to come out and snow camp, you should take the opportunity. It's pretty awesome. Super quiet, no people around. I wonder why. And super peaceful and super comfortable. Just got to make sure you're prepared because it can be dangerous too. All right, it's our favorite time of the day, time to cook, and we're gonna be trying out our new reflector oven. And hopefully I can do it without losing one of these 50 pins in the snow. Chances aren't good. right, there you go. Just a metal box here. Stick this next to the fire, you put your stuff on there, and the radiant heat from the flame bakes it. I don't know if people are using these at negative 30 Fahrenheit or if it's even gonna work, but we're gonna give it a shot.
Let's see if we can thaw out the oil a little bit. So shout out to Sirdal Captain. I may butcher that, I apologize. But he mentioned that we should make a macaroni casserole, so we're gonna get that cooked up because it sounds really good. Kind of hard to see what the heck I'm doing with all this steam. Oh, it's like, it's a guess right now. I don't even know what I'm just trying to brown some beef. Can be difficult in these temps. I got some chopped up garlic and shallots. I pre-cooked some macaroni, which is now frozen, of course. Yeah.
Mind you, we are in temperatures that are way colder than your freezer right now. So this stuff is like deeply frozen.
Probably not looking too appetizing right now, but I promise you it's gonna be looking real good when we're done. All right, we got some sliced cheese. Some partially frozen milk. It's a bit frozen. We gotta improvise here. Out here in the wild, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive, you know.
That is not goat cheese or feta. That is milk.
I promise you it's gonna look good when I'm done, okay? We got some Gouda cheese.
Real Gouda.
And your girl left the cream of chicken at home, so this is camp food, folks. Yeah, this is real as it gets. We don't hide stuff from you guys. There's a reality out here, and we want you guys to feel like you're here with us. So, got some pepper, a little bit of salt, onion powder. All right, we're gonna get this bad boy covered.
While Jenny is baking there, I wanted to answer some questions on what we're using to camp in this kind of ridiculous weather. We use these insulated pads. This one's a Big Agnes Campmeister Deluxe. It's got a high R value, there's lots of insulation. It's inflatable. Underneath of that, we use these foam accordion pads. A little bit of insulation added, but they also help protect from getting punctured in the middle of the night. For sleeping bags, we use a negative 40 degree rated down-filled sleeping bag. The brand doesn't really matter as much as loft and draft protection, and these do a really good job of that. For anybody curious, this is a Mountain Hardwear Phantom Windstopper, I believe it's called. All right, moving on to clothing. Balaclava, like Jenny you see here is wearing. These are super nice for holding in the heat. You lose a lot of heat out of your head. These are great when you're sleeping to keep that heat in. Gloves, we just have these REI branded Gore-Tex insulated gloves with liners. That's the key part. Liners really help being able to put the glove on when your hands are already freezing cold and possibly wet. Sometimes that can be impossible without liners. So I realized I forgot to hit record when I was showing the jacket and bibs. We're running these Columbia Whirlybird, I think they're called, Omni Heat. They've got a reflective coating on the inside that reflects heat back. Not super good by themselves for this extreme cold weather, but they're great for layering, which is what you want to do. The bibs I'm using are called Choco or Choco brand or something. I think they're out of Canada. Just windproof, waterproof, insulated bibs. For boots, we're running Baffin Snow Monsters. I'll just put one up on the screen right here. I don't remember what the temperature rating on them is, but they're rated for pretty dang cold and they're super comfortable. But if you're not moving around a bunch and just standing still, your feet will still get cold. All right, hand warmers, we use them like crazy. We use them for all kinds of things, keeping batteries warm, keeping certain food items from freezing, pre-warming our sleeping bag, and even warming our hands, believe it or not. And last but not least, we fill a Nalgene with boiling hot water before bed. We put that in our sleeping bag and that really helps. Those things will hold heat for 4 to 5 hours and they do a huge job of keeping you warm in the sleeping bag. So that's pretty much what we do, and we have a good time. All right, I think Jenny's casserole's ready. Let's go take a look at the poo.
Woo. Okay, it's steaming, so it's got to be done. All right, are we ready for the big reveal? Ooh, hey, not bad. It's not bad, guys. Oh, wow. Dude, the bowl's already freezing right there. Wow. The steam from the food It's hitting the side of the bowl and freezing already.
That's when you know it's cold. The ice on my mustache is pulling my mustache every time I move my mouth to take a bite. Struggles of drinking in the freezing. I barely get to it. Things go out a lot easier than they get started.
All right, guys, that's it for this video. If you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you on the next one.